All right, this is Casey Slayton. He's going to be your inspector. And Casey, what have we got today?
All right, I just finished the report here, so we're just going to go over the items that I want to bring to your attention here. What I noted is on the roof, the only thing I noted on the roof is the vent pipe to the furnace
Okay.
is missing a 24-inch section of vent pipe with a cap on it. So basically what it is the vent pipe is just stubbed out with a cover that goes for an exhaust fan
Okay.
out of a bathroom. It's
Okay.
not the proper pipe.
Okay, great.
Moving on, I noted that a lot of the sprinkler system has above ground PVC pipes, so that's something that we like to see underneath the ground so that it doesn't get brittle and crack.
Okay, so that should be burrowed under. Okay.
We'll go around this way here.
Okay, I'm going to turn this off.
For the motion light above the garage door here is broken.
Okay, I do notice it goes on at night, so it works. That's interesting.
Okay.
And you opened up the garage door, quote unquote.
It's just I mean it's more of a storage closet at this point. It's only about 1.5 feet deep.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I did note that there's some exposed wires and connections right here on this east side of the house.
That should have a cap on it then?
Yeah, you want to tuck all that back in and put a cover on it.
Actually, the cover's there. It's just not screwed on. And the screws are there. So really, it just needs to be all tucked in and screwed in.
This is your electrical panel. It's a little difficult to open it and access it all the way because it becomes in contact with this fence right here. But I was able to tell that inside there are some multiple breakers that have 2 wires going to them. There is some double tap breakers in there.
Okay.
Panel's pretty full. So they either might have to change out the style breakers to where you get 2 switches in the same slot, or perhaps a sub panel may need to be present.
Okay, but that just that slides down and opens.
Breakers.
That slides down and opens up, right?
Yeah, and then it opens up this way, and it's like I said, it's a little difficult to actually get in front of it and see exactly what's going on inside it with the fence.
Okay, so there's a couple double taps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Yes, we are.
So we're in the backyard now, and on the north side of the backyard, I just said that this wood fencing is leaning here on the north side of the backyard here.
Okay. So
something to monitor, make sure that, you know, maybe we could stabilize it down the road or something.
Oh, like cyst or something on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to your AC unit.
Okay.
Your AC unit has a placard that says, protect me with no bigger than a 45 amp fuse.
Right.
And what's inside your disconnect box adjacent to it is a 60 amp fuse. So it's exceeding what the unit requires.
So I was talking with somebody this came up on before, and I think the schools of thought are if it's the appropriate size, which would be 50, it would turn this off so you don't have a possibility of overextending the unit. Is that the idea?
What it is basically this unit says protect me with no bigger than a 45 amp fuse or breaker. So when it senses it wants to trip that breaker to protect itself from continuing to run and break, it's going to not be able to trip because that amperage is exceeding when that trip point is when it's wanting to be.
So this is the thing. I was talking to an AC person and they said, well, you know, sometimes they're bigger to make sure that it doesn't just pop off whenever it's getting an extra load and then it goes back down. Yeah. So it's kind of like...
Well, there's a variance. There's a minimum circuit and a maximum.
Okay.
And so you have that 20 amp fuse. You have that 20 amp differential.
Okay.
So it's still, you're 15 amps over.
So it would be best if it was just the fuse gets swapped out is the idea.
That's all you'd have to do.
Okay.
Yep. And then I noted you got some exposed wiring right here on this north side of the house. This is a wire right here that you shouldn't be able to touch so that you don't penetrate and get shocked. So I would wrap this with a little bit of conduit if it's going to stay in its current location.
Okay.
Or extend this chase down.
Or extend the chase down? Okay.
An outlet that's added onto your barbecue structure.
Okay. Outlet on barbecue?
It's not GFCI protected.
Okay.
Okay. In fact, it's not even grounded.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's hot. It's just not grounded or GFCI protected. But all exterior outlets should be GFCI protected.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're going to go around the west side of the house.
All right, we took another look. This apparently I was told this can move, and it probably can, but the electricity does come up out of the cement underneath right about here into this unit. So you could maybe pivot it around, but the electricity that's coming up to the unit is coming from in there. So.
Yeah, and it's got some spliced wires, and that wiring should be in conduit and under there.
So if you really want to go to town and make this thing safe, you'd need to do a little work under there, but it's, you know, I think it can move around from what the seller told me.
Yeah,
so
it's probably just one big unit that you could probably slide around, but...
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy with the stucco.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Yep, we're good.
We're on the west side of the house, just showing you got some exposed wiring. There might have been a light fixture here at some point in time. Those wires are hot. So if we're not going to use it, tuck it back in there, put a cover plate on it so that no one can touch it and get shot.
Okay. Anything about the pool?
No, pool works. Everything's good with the pool. Everything's fine with the pool. Heater works, pump works, no leaks, deck jets work, spa jets work, GFCI protection on your pool light works. Nothing wrong with the pool.
And again, this isn't a salt cell pool or a chlorinated pool. It actually uses an O3 system to do the salt on it. I was notified by the sellers. So it's kind of got this high-tech system for making chlorine. And so over in the area over here, you'll see little bubbles coming out of the water. Those bubbles are not like air in the system. That's actually the chlorination that's happening right there.
Okay, so now we're in the house. The first thing I noted was that the entry door to the house doesn't have a door stop. Nothing that's going to stop it from hitting the wall or anything.
Okay.
Okay. Also here in the, I'm calling this the den.
Okay, which is the garage.
Yeah, we're calling this the den. Just missing some grout along the floor here where that step to the living room is. Just recommend filling that gap in with some grout.
Okay.
I noted that the door from the den to the outside also does not have a door stop. Anything from going to stop the door from hitting the wall.
All right.
As well as I did note some moisture staining on the baseboard adjacent to the door that just shows that water is entering the house from the exterior through the door jamb and through the door threshold, probably from when you hose off the patio or something. Water's getting in there.
Okay.
Here in the laundry room, same thing. The door doesn't have a door stop.
Okay.
Okay. Here's your water heater right here. What I'm noting with your water heater is the water pipes should have the black foam insulation wrapped around it. And the vent material, this flexible vent material, is the improper kind of material for a tankless water heater. It should be stainless steel or the PVC.
Okay, so it shouldn't be the flex.
It shouldn't be that light metal flex, no.
Okay.
That's pretty much it in here.
Okay.
Before we go into the master bedroom, the only thing else I noted with the interior living area is I did not see a carbon monoxide detector in the house. So
okay.
That will need to be here. We're going into the master bedroom here. The only thing I noted in the master bedroom is that the closet doors don't have any door guides that keep the doors from swinging in and out. So it's missing the door guides on the floor for that.
Okay.
In the master bathroom, the door to the master bathroom doesn't have a door stop as well.
Okay.
Okay. Your steam shower worked fine. Okay. You can still see the bathroom, the enclosure still steamed up there.
Okay.
That was all good. And the only thing we have left is the kitchen, and then I'll just talk about the heater.
Okay.
Okay. So here we are in the kitchen. Last thing I need to point out is the dishwasher drain line does not have what's most common here, an air gap on the countertop.
Right.
And if you do not have the air gap on the countertop, then you want what's called a high loop installation with your drain hose. So underneath the cabinet, what you want to accomplish is you want your dishwasher drain hose to be mounted up higher than where it goes into the garbage disposal. And it does not have that going on underneath the cabinet here. It's going directly from the dishwasher into the side of the disposal. So you see how it's going down right there? You want to get the slack of this drain hose and mount it up to the cabinet to where it has that effect of having an air gap where it's so you don't get no backflow coming from your garbage disposal filling up your drain hose.
So how high does it have to be above where it's going into?
It could just be about like that.
Okay, so that literally just needs to be
That's it.
hooked up
Yeah,
higher.
so just take it back there to the back of the cabinet, put a little bracket in there, and keep it cinched up.
Okay.
The last thing I want to point out is the furnace did not operate. Okay, the furnace did not respond to the thermostat. I went up in the attic to see if maybe the gas line was out. Furnace is very, very, very tight in the attic. I could not access the front of the furnace to actually look at the firebox. I was able to tell that the flex gas line connects inside the firebox, which is not to code. And since it is mounted in the attic, it should have a drain catch pan underneath the coil so that if the condensation lines start leaking, that catch pan will catch that condensation so it doesn't drip into the ceiling. I did not see that drain catch pan under there.
Okay.
So those are the items that you'll see in the report underneath the pour item.
So the AC was working. It was the
Yeah,
furnace.
AC is working fine, just with the exception of the fuse amperage exceeding the unit requirements.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Thanks, Casey.
I will email this to you guys tomorrow.
Okay, great.
Got it, clay still.
I love that I did not video any of that, actually. Okay, but just wanted to recap it for me. So
Yeah.
underneath where the spa is located, there's a small offset in the PBS.
Well, ABS.
ABS.
It may not even be an offset. It could just be roots, and that's why we can't push the camera.
Okay.
So I would highly just recommend snaking it with a big cutter blade
Okay.
and try to eliminate those roots, and then throw the camera back down and see what the results are after that.
Okay. Okay. So right, because you couldn't push past those
Can't
roots.
push past it. No.
Okay.
It's like almost halfway's in the pipe going across, so the camera's not going to push past.
And we're not sure if those roots are something that exists now or something that was taken out, but the roots continue to grow.
They always will continue to grow, even when they're cut out.
Okay.
Here we go. Water that stays in there.
All right. So, of course, I did forget to hit the button to record, but between these two red dots, somewhere in this area, is where the roots are coming in to the line that they couldn't push past, and so that's where it needs to just have a rotor-rooter put through there to see if indeed that's okay. They said that the line was new, so something is contributing roots, which might be any of this green stuff here. So really, it would probably just be routering of that area to make sure that it's okay.